Goodbye Villa. It's home day and I am just, gutted. Absolutely gutted, but everything has to come to an end, and when one door closes, another one opens. Sad. Last day breakfast at Bob. Last day, we're gonna have a last look in Target. We all love Target. Today on our way to the airport, just to have a quick look around. We've only got a couple of hours, but thought we'd have a quick look around. The sun is shining and it's a beautiful day with beautiful blue skies. Far cry from at home, dreading going home to the snow and the cold. Chick-fil-A for dinner.
Oh, I shoot them up. I seem to wear them in 2 years.
Yeah, first Chick-fil-A of this holiday.
Norse is now binding all passengers with the letters BRE on your boarding process.
Very sadly, that is the end of the Florida vlogs. You would have just seen travel day. We didn't fly home till I think it was like 8:45. So it gave us a full day there. We went to Bob Evans for breakfast, which is our absolute favourite. Kind of try and start the holiday with Bob Evans and then finish the holiday with Bob Evans. It's just really good food, fairly affordable, and yeah. We then went to Target. Target's one of our favourite shops, so we went there after we went to Bob Evans, and then we also got a crumble cookies for my niece. We also got a box of minis for us to share between us, have a little taster each. We have had them before. I do find them quite sweet and quite filling, so the minis are fantastic now. And then we went to the outlet. I didn't actually end up filming too much in the outlet. I didn't really buy anything apart from a Starbucks, which you saw, and I kind of left my husband to go off with the kids because there was something that he wanted to get. So yeah, I had a look in a couple of shops and then I got myself a Starbucks, which is always delightful. I love my Starbucks. Flight home, very similar to on the way, although on the way back it was a lot less. I think it's about 7 hours 20, and on the way out it was about 9.5. So greatly appreciated sitting down in our seats, and then the announcement comes on that it's only 7 hours 20 minutes. You know, you have that feeling that you just think you're like quids in, like it couldn't get any better. Flight was fairly similar actually to the way out. No hot drinks offered after a meal. If you wanted one, then you paid for one. Towards the end of the flight, I think about 40 minutes before landing, me and my husband did have a hot drink. He had a black coffee just to make sure that he was kind of like awake, because we had a couple of hour drive home, and I just had a cup of tea. And yeah, flight was okay, but just those little things that Norse seem to have taken away. And I think airlines do this. I think they promote really cheap, affordable flights. Starts off as a certain package. They then obviously want to save money, so then they start deducting all these little bits, which obviously flight after flight, I guess, adds up. But yeah, flight was okay. We are obviously home now. We've been home now quite a while. How long have we been home? It feels like months, but it's only a couple of weeks and it feels like months. So I just thought I would run through. God, I feel like I can't talk today. I don't feel I can get my words out. I thought I would go through some things, highlights of the holiday that we absolutely loved. I also thought I would cover the house hunting we did, and also talk about future plans. Now we're in 2025. So things we absolutely love. Let's start off just before Christmas. We drove out to Busch Gardens. It was my husband's idea. Christmas Eve, it was dead in there. I mean, when I say dead, you know, it's still there's still people in there, but if you compare it to any kind of park in Florida, it was ridiculously quiet, which was just lush. And I think the combination of that, perfect weather that day, it was sunny, but it wasn't like boiling hot. And yeah, just everything just felt absolutely perfect that day. We just really enjoyed ourselves, and just those little things like the perfect weather, not many people around, being able to get on rides straight away, it just does make a huge difference to your whole trip. We have only ever been to Florida in October through till beginning of November, and that was with my parents years ago. And then we normally go July, August, which it is roasting there. And it's not fun because you're out and about. It is ridiculously high humidity, like up to like 99% humidity. And you just feel hot, sweaty. There's loads and loads of people. So it just felt really lovely. It was really Christmassy. There was like huge Christmas tree up, loads of decorations everywhere. Some really good rides that, you know, my kids love. I think I went on one ride, which was a water ride. Yes, we're on one ride, and I did get quite wet, but I absolutely love that ride. And yeah, I'm not that bothered about not going on loads of rides. You know, I prefer to see that my kids are really happy, and it's personal preference. I do suffer with vertigo, so I kind of know my limitations of what rides I can get away with going on and what rides I can't go on. And unfortunately that leads to not being a lot, but yeah, it's okay. It felt like quite a calm, relaxed day for me, actually. While they were on rides, I did some filming. I just like chilled out, looked at my phone, had a drink or two, and yeah, it was just really nice. So very chilled out day for me. A far cry from the normal Christmas Eve, because Christmas Eve for me is normally manic. There is normally some form of wrapping to be done. In previous years, I've left it all to Christmas Eve and been up till stupid o'clock. But now, like my kids are older, they don't tend to have that many things to open. We didn't actually take any presents for the kids. I did plan on getting some when we were there and wrapping them up, but time just got away with us, to be honest with you. We didn't arrive until the 21st in the eve, well, late at night. And then the 22nd, I met with my friend who lives in Florida. And then, yeah, before we knew it, it was like Christmas. My kids weren't bothered. They had money, so they got to spend it how they wanted to. Christmas Day was a huge disappointment. I've obviously covered that in the vlogs. Just not what I suppose I visioned it to be. And yeah, bit of a letdown, but we still enjoyed Christmas, you know, and it was what it was, you know. So yeah, Busch Gardens, we can't actually believe what a perfect time we chose to go, because actually after that, when you go onto Google, it will actually tell you, like each place you Google will tell you whether it's like quiet, busier than normal, you know, it will give you kind of like an idea. And after that, because we did plan to go back to Busch Gardens, after that, it was just saying like stupidly busy. So we didn't end up going back, but I kind of feel that the time that we did go felt really special. So I wasn't bothered by that. Then there was two things that we did on that trip. The one I did do when I was very young, but my husband and my two children have never done, and that was NASA Kennedy Space Center. I loved it. I think deep down, I'm maybe a little bit of a, I don't know, kind of information junkie. I kind of like learning new things. I like to be fascinated by things. And it was really fascinating. I just love learning about so much to do with such an incredible thing that people actually go to space. So yeah, really enjoyed it. It didn't feel anywhere like it did when I was really young. I don't even think it was like an updated version. It felt like a completely different place, nothing how I remember it. Isla found it a little bit boring, which is a shame, but you know, she is 16. Not everyone finds kind of like history and that sort of thing interesting. My son seemed to enjoy it and my husband really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was just a lush day out. I think I would do it again, but I think I'd leave it quite a while because I don't see that it would change that much. But definitely a trip worth doing if you are planning a trip to Florida. And then lastly, the one that none of us have ever done, and that was Gatorland. Now that actually surprised me quite a bit because obviously I know what alligators look like and I know what crocodiles look like, but I think until you see one close up, you literally have no idea at the size, the power, the strength behind these things. Me and my husband used to be obsessed with Steve Irwin, and I was very, very, very sad actually when I found out that he'd passed away. I think I even cried. But we used to watch him all the time, and he'd like jump on a crocodile and bear his weight down, and I didn't really think much of it. But when you look how powerful these creatures are, yeah, it just was mind-blowing. There was a show at the end that was really funny. I obviously didn't show all of that show, but there was a lot of kind of like dry sense of humour in there, which is me. I've got quite a dry sense of humour. So yeah, I found that quite funny. It was just a really nice day. My daughter fed the alligators, which she really enjoyed, putting some fish on the end of like a hook, dead fish, not live fish. Yeah, she really enjoyed that, and it would not be somewhere that I would go in summer because I think it would be unbearable in the heat. There'd be mozzies everywhere. Anyone that's done Gatorland in like the warmer months, then I take my hat off to you because I don't think I could do it. Being able to stroll around, sun was out, but it wasn't cold and it wasn't boiling hot, was just perfect weather and led to be a very enjoyable day. I don't think I would have felt the same if it had been boiling hot, because there aren't really many places that you can get out of the sun, or even I don't think there's even any aircon bits, maybe the shop. But yeah, I loved it, and I do love a gator. So yeah, those are the kind of things that we really loved. Obviously, we loved family time, just laughed so much on that holiday, like we always do. How could I not mention our few trips to Celebration? What a stunning place with the most magnificent views. It's so quaint and tranquil. We just loved it. And we've all said that if we do manage to make the move, it will be somewhere that we'd want to go to regularly, because it's just such a lovely place to have a walk, to reflect on life. It's so peaceful. We all absolutely loved it. So, and I can't believe in all the years I've been going, I've never been to Celebration. I say never been. I did say before in another video, we have driven to it, couldn't get parked, and then drove out again. But yeah, just stunning. And driving around, seeing all the houses lit up, incredible, an incredible experience. So yeah, just so sad to be back, But what is keeping me moving forward is just trying to keep tunnel visioned that the next time, fingers crossed, we go to Florida, we will be going there to live. Now, I wanted to discuss like future plans for 2025, where we're at, what our process is going to be. Now, up until this point, I've not really mentioned it that much. I've got this real thing about almost like tempting fate. And I really worry that if I say things sometimes out loud that it's not going to happen. And ultimately, we can do everything that we're going to do and our plans that I'm about to tell you. But if we don't get granted a visa, we're not going anywhere. So these are our plans, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to have very dividing views on our plans. And there's some risk factors to this, but we, as in me and my husband, because the risk factors are more for like us, have discussed this in length, and it's a decision that we've both come to. And anyone could have their opinion, but it's not going to change our views. We've made our decision. So we are going to be trying to obtain an E2 visa. Now, an E2 visa is where you are essentially putting money into the American economy. You are buying a business. You'll be buying and running that business. Now, you can either run that business as in be a active part in it, as in doing the job, or managerial side. So you're overseeing it, but it is your business, and it's up to you to make that business work, to bring in that money. Now, the business you buy will be an already established business, but the people are selling that business for whatever reason. Most commonly it's that they are going to be moving areas. So what we think we are going to be trying to go for is going to be a cleaning business. There has been a business already come up. I don't know if that's already gone, but it seems to be these businesses are like fully accomplished. You can look at the books, you can see the profit margins. They normally have people working for them, blah, blah, blah. It is an established business. You're essentially taking over that business. And it's up to you whether that business is successful or not. So in order to apply for an E2 visa, you need to have bought that business. Now, a lot of you are probably looking and thinking, oh my gosh, like, that sounds really scary. At first, I think we were thinking, oh my gosh, there's like huge risk factors here. But in order to get to that part, we need to sell our house. Any money that is ours is tied up in this house, basically. Our house is on the market, and it has been on the market since, I don't know, actually, end of October, November, something like that. We haven't had one viewing yet, which isn't great. The house is probably pitched a little bit too high. I find trying to tell you, there's so much to tell you, and I'm not very good at putting things in order. I'm doing my best, but if it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, then, or I keep backtracking, I'm just not great at telling the story. So yeah, we've not actually had one viewing. We have tweaked it to include certain things, and rather than offers over, we've just put a price now. The reason why we've not gone in and gone at a really low price is because we have to stay in this country until Isla has taken her GCSEs, and that's in May. But we are nearing the end of January, and that's going to actually come flying around. So maybe we do need to get our butt in gear. I don't know. So the house is on the market. We would then need to sell this house, move out. We have already discussed that. We're thinking more like Airbnb. because if we were to rent a house, it's probably going to be like a minimum rental of like 6 months or something. That's not going to work for us. And also, if we were to go Airbnb, we know that all of the bills are included and we can just live there. No council tax or anything like that. So we are thinking about Airbnb. So yeah, we would sell our house. Then when we've got the money, we can then apply for the E2 visa. And then we find a business for a certain amount of money. And then that money for that business is held in escrow. I've only just come to learn about escrow. I'm sure lots of you know about it. But if you don't, it's basically where your money is held almost like with a solicitor. It's like it's like held in a place where it's safe, secure. And basically, if we get granted our E2 visa, that money that's held in escrow goes to the business. We own the business. We've got our visas. We can go. If, say, and I don't even want to think about this because it would break my heart, but if to say we got turned down and we didn't get a visa, then that money that's held in escrow comes straight back to us. So there is no risk factor involved. The only thing that comes with that is that if we don't get our visa, we lose our house because we would have already sold our house. That is something, the risk that we are willing to take. It's really weird actually. So the house we live in, I don't know what it is. I love it. And when we bought this house, it felt like a bit of a pinch me moment because I never thought we would own a house like this. But equally, it doesn't feel like a forever home, and I can't describe why. I don't know. But if for whatever reason we don't get a visa, then we see it will be in a prime position to move forward with another house wherever, because we will essentially be cash buyers. And if that happens, that's just something that we're going to have to deal with at the time. And it's life, isn't it? Hope to God that doesn't happen. But I can't predict the future. And that's why I've been a little bit vague really about what I've been putting out there, because I just feel, I don't know, it's that thing, isn't it? I remember when my kids were young and they never ever used to sleep through the night. If they had one good night and they slept through the night, I would have to tell like somebody that they'd had a good night's sleep. And I always felt like it was like bad karma, because guaranteed after that they'd never sleep great again. And I always felt as if I was putting it out there, which is a really weird thing because I'm really into like law of attraction and putting positivity out there and all that sort of thing. And that doesn't actually balance really, does it? Because I don't know. I'm waffling now. But yeah, it's just something we're going to have to deal with. It's something that we all really want, not just me. I think originally it was me and my daughter that really wanted this move, but now my husband just wants it. Sometimes it feels like more than me. My son's very easygoing. He'll go wherever, and he does want it. I can tell, I know my son, but I think there's also an element inside that he thinks it's not really going to happen. So if we mention it, he laughs. And it's, I think deep down, because he thinks it's not actually going to happen or we're not actually going to do it. I've never ever wanted more than to move right now. And again, there'll be people around me with certain things that go on in the background won't understand that. And I get that too. But life is for living, and I'm here once. Everyone's here once. And yeah, I'm really passionate about it now. I just feel like I want a brand new start, almost like a brand new life. And maybe some of you watching this thinking you're putting too much on this and that it might turn out not to be what you think it's going to be. And I know that. Trust me, I know all of the negatives. I know that I might get out there and then however long down the line I might think this is not for me. But that could happen to anybody that's going to make this move. Like, there are no guarantees of how you feel one day to the next. And all I know is how I feel at the moment. And I've said on my channel before that the point I'm at in my life, I would prefer to do this and have regrets than have regrets not doing it. And I really, really believe and know what I'm saying is true to my heart. For me now, I just feel like it can't come quick enough. But everything really lies on us selling this house, because we don't have a wad of cash in the bank. Any money that we have is tied up in this house, which that's a good thing. We will have like a mortgage to pay off, but we are going to be coming out with a fair amount, hopefully, of equity. Now, this again all comes down to what we can sell a house for, because not only does it depend on what you sell your house for, but when you sell it and exchange rates. It can make such a difference on like a big purchase like a house. At the moment, I'm trying to stay positive that things will go to plan, that when we do come to buy a house, that the exchange rate is good. I keep saying this, and then in the back of my head I keep thinking, oh my God, am I just going to look like an idiot if this doesn't happen? But I feel like I've got to say these things, because I think sometimes on my channel I'm giving almost like half a story, and yeah, I want to let you know what's going on. Just hope it works out. I really, really do. But yeah, we need to get this house sold. I think we're going to give it another couple of weeks at what we've changed the listing to, and then maybe look at reducing it a little. It's really hard because this whole thing is basically been trusting the process. Like, I'm trusting all the time that we're going to sell our house at the right time, and that, you know, the timing wise, that there'll be a good business for us, and that timing wise we'll get out there at a good time and find like a nice house or a good value house. I don't know. I just feel that everything with this move is all a little bit of trusting the process and believing in the process. But I do find that quite hard sometimes when I'm not a control freak. I like to have like order in my life. I like to be a little bit of a planner. I don't like having situations where I feel out of control, and this is massively out of my control. And I feel like I'm fighting with those feelings on a daily basis, because there's an element of impatientness. But I haven't got any choice. It's the only way it can be, unless I win the lottery tomorrow, which I doubt that very much. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know our plans. I try and be as honest as I can on my channel, because honesty is incredibly important to me, but also is my private life, and I can't tell you everything that's going on. But if you can, just keep fingers and toes crossed for me. And I think about my dad a lot at this time, and I just hope that he's looking over me, knows that this move will be good, and in some way, shape or form he's going to help or guide us. Timing wise, maybe he's got it all worked out there. Maybe we're going to sell this house and then we don't need to be in an Airbnb or anything. We can just go straight there. Who knows? Who knows? And that's why, like, every so often I keep saying to my husband, like, I keep stressing about the house, the fact that we've not had any viewings. But then I also say, on the other hand, would it be too soon at the moment? Maybe not, I don't know. But I just have to believe that maybe it's not happened yet because it wouldn't be the right timing. And hopefully, you know, I've got loved ones up there that are looking out for me, because I really believe in all of that. That kind of concludes the Florida vlogs. I'm so sad. I just love it there. I feel so alive. The sunshine all the time just makes me feel really like highly spirited. Even if you have a day where there's a little bit of rain, it never ever lasts long. And yeah, I just feel a better version of myself. And I hope that we have a lot to look forward to, and that it is all going to happen in 2025. But yeah, I really hope you have enjoyed the Florida vlogs. They are my absolute favourite to film. I do have like lots of little plans with hopefully a future business of how I can make it grow, but there's no point in discussing any of that yet because we need to just wait and see. But be sure that if it all does go the right way, then I'll be excited to share all of our plans with you. So I'm going to still try and keep to 2 videos a week on a Thursday and a Sunday. I do have quite a few videos that I've already filmed. I've got a cleaning video and like a bit of a sorting video. I need to sort this house out so much. I, believe it or not, have already started the downsizing process, just getting rid, being ruthless. It just needs to happen. So, and I don't ever think that it's too soon, because we never ever know when this whole process is going to take off or how long it would take. So I have started doing that already. So there'll be a video coming up of a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of organisation, things like that. I've also got a Primark try on to come up. I still need to film that. I did the shop with me around Primark, and I now just need to film the try on of Primark. I've actually got quite a lot in that haul, so if you love my Primark hauls, definitely watch out for that video, because I bought lots of things for an wedding evening do. I've got lots in that haul, but yeah, I do have a lot of dressy items that were like massive bargains in store. So if you aren't already subscribed, there is a little sub button below, and also hit the notification bell. I don't know if any of you know this, but if you do hit the notification bell, then you are notified first every single time I upload a video, and it does come in really handy. I watch loads of YouTubers, and if it's somebody you really enjoy watching, it's really helpful because it just comes up straight away saying that somebody has released a new video. So yeah. And if you could also give this a like, I would love for my channel to grow so much more than what it ever has this year. I feel like 2025 is going to be a good year, and I'd love to have more subscribers, more of you lovely lot join the channel. So if you aren't already subscribed, please consider it. It is free, and I do notice in the analytics that there is only a very small percentage of my viewers that are subscribed. I can't say how much it would help my channel by giving this a like and subscribing to the channel. If you could do that, I would be very, very grateful. I will quickly mention it here. I did also put out a post of doing a meetup. I have got a date in mind, but I will do another post with that date, the place and timings and things. I think it will be on a Sunday, because I just think for a lot of people, I know I never ever work a Sunday, and you know, there's lots of people that see that might work during the week or have some family time on a weekend, and I just think a Sunday is a good day. So it will be on a Sunday, and thinking near the end of February, but I will do a post with all of the information. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed everything, and until next time, take care everyone, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye.